Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with all the players that have been linked with the summer transfer move to Arsenal. And first of all, before I get into the transfer rumours today, why haven't they announced the Granit Xhaka deal yet? What are they waiting for? I mean, I saw yesterday that loads of pictures emerged of the brand new Arsenal kit. And the funny thing about it is that as I sort of suspected, that kit, it was not due to be launched until the 3rd of June, right? And because of all the leaks that came out over the weekend with Granit Xhaka's picture wearing that new kit, it appears to me that, you know, it's been rushed out there and put out there because it's kind of like everybody knows what the kit looks like already. So we may as well show people what the pictures are. So, they obviously were waiting to announce this Granit Xhaka deal. Could it be today, tomorrow? We'll have to wait and see. But obviously their plans have been scuppered by that leak. And Granit Xhaka, as we know, definitely going to be an Arsenal player. And that should be announced shortly. But remember the Mohamed El Nene deal, they took a while to announce that one as well. So it is happening for some of the fans who've been like, why haven't they announced it? This is typical Arsenal. Something's up. It's going to happen. I wouldn't too worry about that one. Now, let's get into some of the rumours today. I spoke about this guy yesterday. The rumours are still hotting up today, and it's Alvaro Morata. Morata reportedly posted a picture of him in front of a sign in a restaurant in Italy where he plays for Juventus after they won the double-double over there in Turin. And in that picture, it says, adios amigos, which, of course, if you're Spanish, you'll know that's sort of saying goodbye. The speculation is that he could be on his way to Arsenal. We're being told that Arsenal have made firm, well, not that they've made a firm bid yet, but they're heavily in talks to bring him to the Emirates. It's going to be a lot down to Real Madrid. As I said yesterday, they've got this buyback clause that they can also activate for them to make money out of it as well. So it's a bit of a complicated deal. But it definitely looks like Arsenal are interested in Alvaro Morata. I asked you guys yesterday what you thought of him. I don't know. I'm still mixed on the Morata thing. He'd be very expensive, number one. But I suppose most players coming to the Premier League are going to cost a lot of money. But is he the real deal is what I'm wondering. I mean, we're going to see him at the Euros. We'll probably get a better chance to take a look at him then. He's been at Real Madrid. You know, he was quality for Madrid, although he didn't get them as much start time as he would have liked. But is he the real deal? I don't know. Is he going to be worth that amount of money? I really don't know. But definitely Arsenal interested. Not only Arsenal, there are a couple of other clubs like Chelsea, Paris Saint-Germain, who are interested in him as well. But we're going to have to watch his space. But definitely looks like Arsenal are really, really interested in bringing in Alvaro Morata. What do you guys think? On the other hand, I was also reading yesterday, and this is not, well, it's kind of related to Arsenal, even though we haven't made a bid, that Manchester City, have opened talks with Aubameyang, pierre-emerick Aubameyang, who I think most Arsenal fans would love to see come into the Emirates. We're being told that City are in talks to try and get him, not that it's done, but are in talks. Now, again, for me, if that's happening, Arsenal need to be getting involved in that as well. It's going to be very expensive. No doubt he'd be one of the most expensive players in the world at the moment if he was sold. But I want to see Arsenal involved in those talks as well, if that is the case that City are talking to him. I mean, next season is going to be so competitive. Now that we've, you know, got the news yesterday that Van Gaal has definitely left Manchester United and Mourinho's come in, Man United are going to be buying loads of players. They're going to be shipping out loads of players and buying loads of players. And City with Pep Guardiola, I mean, it's getting really serious now. It's going to be, as many fans said last year, this year is going to be the hardest Premier League to win. And we're really going to have some top-class players if we're going to do that. We've got a very good squad at the moment, but if we add the right players, we've got a chance. But it's going to be tough next year with all these real top-class managers like Mourinho coming in. So if there is a conversation going on for Aubameyang, let's get involved in that. On strikers, just to drop this one in, Theo Walcott. Now, a lot of people thought to themselves that Theo Walcott's going to be one of the players who are definitely on their way out of Arsenal this summer. We were told at West Ham had made a firm offer for him, were willing to pay high wages for him, and that Arsenal were willing to sell him. However, we're reading now that Theo Walcott is willing to stay. He really wants to stay at Arsenal and fight for his place. And also, Arsenal now kind of have a little bit of a reluctance to sell him now that Danny Welbeck, as we all know, is going to be out for, 10 months, and let's face it, 10 months, could even be a year before he gets back to full fitness. So Danny Welbeck, we're not going to see him for a very long time. It would appear that Arsenal kind of, sort of reconsidering the fact that they may sell Walcott and might be willing to hold on to him because they're going to be a bit light in that department of that sort of player who can be a sort of striker, come winger. Now, I know that a lot of Arsenal fans' patience have run out with Theo Walcott and they would like to move him on. But what do you guys think? Leave it in the comments below. Should we keep hold of Theo Walcott if Welbeck's out injured? Or do you still think just cash in on him and go out there and get somebody else? Guys, let me know what you think about that one. Interesting, another signing here, another player here that's been, I say signing like we signed him already, a player that has been linked with Arsenal, right? And it's another Borussia Dortmund player, and that's Henrik Mkhitaryan, the Armenian. He's 27 years of age. Now, his contract has apparently stalled at Borussia Dortmund. He's got 1 year left on his current deal, and he's negotiating. Obviously, they're trying to keep him, playmaker, had a very, very good season, scored a lot of goals, and also he's a very, very creative player. Now, his contract talks have apparently stalled because he wants a clause put into his contract that says that if anything happens to the current manager, Thomas Tuchel, whether he's fired or whether he leaves the clubs, that he can then activate this release clause and he can go and join whoever he wants. The club obviously are like, they're not having that. They're saying, no way are we going to, put that in the contract. And that is a sticking point in him signing an extension, which means that Mkhitaryan may be available. If he's only got a year left on his contract, he'll be available at a knockdown price. He is a quality player, the sort of player that would fit perfectly into the style of play that Arsenal play. And Arsenal, along with a couple of other clubs like Chelsea, are looking at the situation hard and wouldn't mind moving for Mkhitaryan if that deal is unable to go through. So again, this is another one that we're going to have to watch this space on, and that's the deal for Henrik Mkhitaryan. Been linked with a player today, Matteo Muschio. I hope I pronounced that right. I got a bit of stick for a couple of my pronunciations yesterday, as it's going to happen with a lot of these names. Now, he's currently playing for Villarreal. He's a centre-back. Arsenal apparently interested in bringing him in. I don't think he's a regular for Villarreal, but Arsenal, as we know, are looking for reinforcements in that centre-back position. I spoke yesterday about Benatia from Bayern Munich, who seems to be another one of those sort of priority players that Arsenal are looking at. But they're also looking at this guy. He was, of course, a partner to Gabriel when he was playing there in Villarreal. Whether he'll be the sort of player that Arsenal need, I kind of think they need somebody of a bit more experience, but we're being told that Arsenal are eyeing him, as they are also eyeing another centre-back, Greek international, Kostas Manolos. Manolos, of course, was linked with Arsenal a couple of years ago. We tried to sign him, as a matter of fact. He ended up going to Roma. Check this out. At that time, he was valued at £8 million. Now the Greek defender is valued around about 30 million. But we're being told that Arsenal are interested in him. I like Manolos. Of what I've seen of him, he's very combative. I've spoken to my mate George, who's from Greece, and he's not too keen on him. But I actually like Manolos. I like what I see. I think he could definitely do a job in the Premier League. Chelsea also very, very interested in Manolos. But of course, the one thing that Arsenal would have over a team like Chelsea this season is that they can offer the player Champions League football, which is something that Chelsea, it's really weird saying it, but Chelsea can't actually offer that to Manolos. So I think that would be a good signing. Remember, he's still young, 24 years of age. Again, it's another one we have to watch this space. And I'm just happy that Arsenal are being linked at the moment to these centre-backs, because I think definitely is one of the positions that we need to strengthen, and that is a centre-back. And finally, talking of defence, Matthew Debuchy looks like he's going to be moving to Bordeaux. Of course, he spent some time there on loan this season. It looks like Arsenal trying to get a deal over the line with Bordeaux, which will see him move. He's on 70 grand a week, I read. So that would get him off of the wage bill. Again, freeing up money for Arsenal to go out there and do business. He took a bit of a swipe at Arsene Wenger as well, saying that he's unhappy with the fact that Arsene Wenger promised him game time, didn't give it to him. And, you know, obviously he's unhappy because he's not currently in the squad to play in the Euros, which that will really upset him and any French player because it's being played in France. But at the end of the day, he just wasn't good enough to play for Arsenal. He just wasn't good enough to get past Hector Bellerin. So, you know, I think he just needs to get over it, you know, and face the facts that he just was not good enough to get into that team and stop whining and moaning. And it's just great that we're moving him out of the club. Now, let's get into some of what you guys had to say yesterday in the comments. Let's go first with Lazary Gaming. He says, Benatia will be a world-class signing. Honestly, the guy's a rock at the back, just like Czech. You know what you're getting from him. No risks involved. And he also says, welcome, Granit Xhaka. DZ's Dude says, Higuain, no need to explain, because remember I asked you for a couple of players that we should get. So Higuain, he reckons. He also says Yacine Brahmi would be a good signing, or Mahrez replacing Theo Walcott. He said, honestly, Brahmi is unbelievably good and is destined to leave Porto this summer. Wenger needs to get in there before Klopp goes in. Imagine Alexis on the left. No, I don't want to see Alexis on the left, by the way. And Brahmi or Mahrez on the right. Amini Jama says, I must be the only fan who thinks that Koscielny is overrated. We need 2 centre-backs. I don't think Koscielny is overrated. I think he's a top-quality player, just gets injured too much. Ben Hud says, I agree that Granit Xhaka looked good, but the Bundesliga is a much different league than the Premier League. So he's sort of suggesting that, you know, don't get too carried away. Bundesliga is not the same sort of thing. Simon Power says, get rid of Theo Walcott and Aaron Ramsey. They're both useless. I don't even know why he still gets in the squad. If Jack Wilshere was fit for an entire season, he would outshine every midfielder we've got, apart from Ozil. That's a good shout. So he won't be liking the news today about Theo Walcott. And let's finish here with IEasyOG. He says, Varane and Batshuayi done. Batshuayi, interesting player. Again, Belgium international. We get a close look at him in the Euros. Plays for Marseille currently. Definitely going to be available for around about £30 million. That is definitely a striker option as well. But we'll have to wait and see. Thanks for watching AFTV Transfer Daily. I'm off today to go down to Arsenal's training ground. So I've got to play a little football tournament down there. That's great. Well done to Rick, who won our Instagram prize that we did yesterday. We did an Instagram competition where we gave it away for somebody to come along to the Arsenal's training ground and play. He won that. Congratulations to you, Rick. Looking forward to meeting you today. But thanks for watching today. Don't forget, we're back here every day with Arsenal Fan TV's Transfer Daily. Thanks for watching.